The little town of Frankland is quite a long way off the usual tourist trails. It's located west of Cranbrook and north of Rocky Gully. Although land was set aside for the town in 1909, it wasn't actually gazetted until 1947. Although the area was originally known as Frankland River, in 1935 it was shortened to just Frankland. The original name seems to have regained popularity, and once again the town is now known as Frankland River. When we travel, we make a special effort to try and find out-of-the-way little places. One we found on this trip was Unicup Hall. Located on its own on Unicup Road, this is a very interesting little hall, in a style we haven't seen before. We don't have any real information on the history of it, or on whether it's still in use, but it's a great little place to visit. Not far to the west of Unicup Hall is Unicup Lake. You have to access it via a different road, but it's a useful little place to visit if you want a quick overnighter. There isn't a great deal of room. Unfortunately, a lot of posts have been put around and they get in the way of vehicles, but the old ski club building could be a useful shelter if the weather doesn't happen to be too good. Water levels in the lake are generally now too low for anybody to use the lake for water skiing, and the whole area looks to be fairly much abandoned. Northwest of Unicup, on the Bokerup Road, you'll find another old abandoned hall. This one looks like it's been out of use for a very long time. The power is disconnected, but there are still quite a few old bits and pieces scattered around inside. And here we are at Jay's Bridge campsite. We've decided to stay here a couple of nights. Nice spot, as you can see behind me. Very large area, some shady trees, and there's a toilet over the back. If you need a toilet, we're self-contained, we don't need it. And over here, I'll just turn around so you can see behind me, nice little river. Perfect area to spend a couple of days. Normally we would actually be moving on, but it's Saturday and country towns tend to close down about midday on Saturday, so we decided we'll stay here probably another couple of nights and hit the road again on Monday. A lot of people who see our videos, I guess, will think that it's all just fun and games. We're on permanent holiday and we don't have any problems, but that's a long way from the truth. The coaster we travel in is 1988, and being that age it has its fair share of problems. Last year when we were up at Pardue on the way to Broome, it broke down. Unfortunately for us, that was an engine rebuild job. We had to get it shipped to Perth. We had to fly home ourselves. Considerable expense to get it done. I have to give a shout out to the guys who did the work, which is Favazo's Engine Rebuilders in Spearwood. They did a great job rebuilding the engine for us, but we were off the road for a couple of months while that was getting done. And we've had other little problems, like the wheel falling off the trailer and the trailer being dragged along the ground for a few hundred metres before we could stop. Ball joints giving up, flat tyres, quite a few flat tyres. I think I've had my share of flat tyres now. I really don't want another one for a while. We had a problem with the hot water system, and I've managed to patch that temporarily until we can get a new circuit board for it. So yeah, quite a few expensive problems. We've sunk about $18,000 just into maintenance on the coaster since we bought it, so it owes us far more now than we'd ever get if we sold it. We expect more problems and we save up for it, but it's a little bit hard. Unfortunately, we're not on big incomes, and the little money we get from things like Google AdSense doesn't really help us much at all. Google's gone down from something like $300 a month, which it was a couple of years ago, to about $60 a month. That doesn't even give us a tank of fuel these days. It gets a bit difficult to put the money together to do these expeditions. But we enjoy what we're doing. We like bringing these places to everyone and showing you what a wonderful place WA is, and we're going to continue doing it as long as we can. The hope is that the video channel will take off a little bit more than it has, and will increase the money we're getting from AdSense. Great if that does happen. It'll enable us to do more. A lot of our camera gear now is 3-4 years old, it's out of date. Using a little GoPro Hero 3 Plus here. Of course, they've moved on a lot since then. This one's got problems. Our main camera is a Nikon D5300, which is only an entry-level SLR. We don't have a dedicated video camera, which I would like to get. Our drone is a Phantom 1, so everything's pretty much out of date, and we don't have the money to upgrade anything at the moment. So if we get some help via the internet, if anybody wants to make a donation, we've got donation buttons all over our website. Please do so. If there's any camera manufacturers out there who would like to give us some freebies, always looking for something to help us out. So, you know, we don't really like to ask for money too much. We enjoy what we're doing and we're going to do it regardless, but it would really help us out if we got a bit more support than we're getting at the moment. In general, I guess we wouldn't ever get more than about $100 a month off the net, and out of that we have to pay for all the website hosting, we have to buy new gear, and we have to plan and organise and go on trips like this to bring people more information and more video. So it's pretty tough on us. We are on very low income, so anything we can get in the way of donations, or if people do begin using our Patreon account, we would really appreciate that. Definitely it would help us bring you more information and more videos, and would help us upgrade our gear so that we can do more. Anyway, having said that, Jay's Bridge is where we are right now. We're moving on from here to Boyup Brook, heading from there to Darkin and then through Collie. So although we're in the last week of this trip, we've still got quite a bit to see and do. We've seen some really brilliant places so far on the trip. One of the standouts would be Unicup Hall, a brilliant old hall out in the middle of nowhere. Unfortunately, it looks like it's not being maintained all that well anymore. We've stayed at some pretty nice campsites on this trip. We've been looking for new sites. Probably the best of the lot would have been Cambrai Siding. We're not going to publicise that too much because at the moment it's not very well known and it's a very quiet, lovely little spot. You'll only see a mention of it on this video and on our travel blog, and that's it. We're not going to push it to Camping in Western Australia Facebook page or anything like that. We'll keep this site fairly quiet. Anyway, up behind me here you can see some of the spring wattle. We'll just back up a little bit. Beautiful avenue of wattle up there. Actually at the end of that is the toilet for Jay's Bridge. So for anybody who has an allergy to bee stings, I guess you would want to be fairly careful going to the loo here. It does actually need a bit of a trim back. But it is a beautiful sight, and wattle is one of the first signs of spring. It's one of the earliest flowers to come out. Usually out well before the end of winter. Absolutely glorious yellow blooms. Well, we did a quick look at the trailer earlier on in the trip. Now it's time to have a look around the coaster. Just a brief look at the outside first. We have a boot area there, where we keep things like tools, barbecue, spare parts, whatnot. We have this incredibly horrible window on the back, which lets dust in like you wouldn't believe. I've tried to seal it, as you can see. Numerous attempts at different ways of sealing up the window, but everything we've done so far has failed. But the only thing I can think of that would actually work is to silicone the whole thing shut, but unfortunately if we do that we won't get any breeze coming through the back. Okay, along the right side she's fairly clean, not much here. Water filler, LP gas bottle goes in the side, water tank underneath where the grill work is, and we've got another one on the other side. We carry about 160 litres of water inside. Up on top there is a kayak rack, which I am yet to make any use of because we don't have a kayak. Further back, one of the 3 solar panels, 390 watt solars on top. Around on the front we have a little rod holder. And on the left hand side is where most of the goodies are located. There's a pull out awning which turns into a full annex. We do have a bit of footage of that on one of our other videos, so if you're interested you can go and check that one out. I'll leave a link below. Along the side of the vehicle, battery bay. She's got a 24 volt system for the coaster starters, so 2 12 volt batteries, and along to the hot water system. Vents in the back of the fridge, but it's a 12 volt fridge, so no gas problems with that. And a ladder for maintenance to get up onto the roof. Up on top we have the solar panels. And now, as promised, we'll do a quick look at the inside of the coaster. Up front first to the driving area, and we've just pulled up at Jay's Bridge. So all the gear that sits on the back seats is now down on the front seats. This is basically all the computer and filming gear that we cart around with us. GPS, reversing camera, all the bits and pieces. GoPro mount on the windscreen there. Got drawers, sliding drawers here, cupboard up top, another cupboard on this side for various odds and ends. Below that we've got one of our Cafremo fans. We've got 4 of those in here for times when we don't want to use the air conditioner. It's got its own plug. It replaces the angle plug when we want to turn it on. One day I'll rewire that so that it's permanently wired in. And below that we have the freezer, which is the angle. We always trust angle fridges. We've had one for well over 10 years now, still working. Okay, moving backwards. And toilet shower. Just a porta potty, cassette type, easy to remove and empty. Up top there we've got a hatch just to let the air circulate through, and the shower side of it. Wooden pallet in the bottom there is for the times when the shower water doesn't drain properly and you want to keep dry feet at night. Little cupboard over the door here, just as you go out the door, so obviously a good place to keep torches and lights. A voltmeter to keep an eye on the starter batteries, hot water switch, outside light, and looking back from the front cab on the right hand side we've got a little sink, more storage underneath. On the left hand side is a 3-burner cooker. Above that, if it decides to work, is the range hood. That's 12 volts, so it runs off our battery system. Just above in the roof, another hatch, which in theory is supposed to let the hot air out. Honestly, we could have the whole roof open and we still wouldn't get rid of enough heat. Moving down, we have the Waco fridge, again 12 volt. I would rather have an angle, even though I don't like the angle cabinets, because angles use about half the power of a Waco, but still we manage. And the rear of the bus has our normal day use seating area that converts to a queen size bed at night. Pretty comfortable. And all around the top there are a series of cupboards. Some for food, some for odds and ends. Quite nicely designed, lots of storage space. Below the cooker on that side, more cupboards, and these are designed to be easy to use as far as slide out containers are concerned. These containers just slide out. All sorts of things packed in there. Nice little spice rack that just happens to fit on the door. Plenty more storage underneath. So we do have room for most of our food and other bits and pieces that we carry around. The heart of the power system in here lives up in the back cupboard. Looks rather horrible and complicated, but we have a little inverter here for the TV. There's a big inverter down in the back for more heavy duty items. Our solar regulator. This gauge keeps an eye both on voltage and how much use is coming out of the batteries. And we have 3 different fuse panels, water pump, 240 mains, cut-off switch, and normally where this basket would be over here there's a microwave, but we decided we're not going to make a lot of use of a microwave, so we just pulled that out and turned that into storage space. Little TV at the back. And again there's storage space under the seats. That side's got batteries and a few bits and pieces, and this side has got the annex. So that's pretty much the inside of the coaster. Unfortunately, the weather was so bad, there wasn't really much chance of filming Boyup Brook. All we could do was just drive around the town and get what footage we could through the windscreen. From Boyup Brook, we headed northeast to Dinninup. There was one particular attraction there we really wanted to see.
No, this is my first time.
Yeah, I've been here before, but Belle hasn't.
He's been here.
Now, here's a singer sewing machine.
I mean, look, these are...
Singer sewing machine. Now look. Here,
Yeah?
there's a singer. Take it off the teapot, have a cup of tea, and stitch up your shirt. See that? That's a little one. Now here's the big singer sewing machines over here.
Dusty. Of course,
Just in here.
Look at this. I mean, wow.
Look at that, see? Look at that.
You're not going to find some things like this. You know, you're not.
See? Now people take them to the tip and throw them.
Really?
Goodness.
Well, my brother says get rid of all that junk and take it to the tip. Go and live in a flat somewhere. You know? I said, it's all right for you. You live down in the city. I live here in the country. And we had that many people tell us, what do you keep all that junk for? And other people say, it's priceless. It's Sadler.
Sadler castles. Made in England.
What do you reckon about that?
All these are.
Yeah.
You can just tell. You can just tell by the design, just by
People
looking at
brought
them.
some here. Even this was given to us. And I said, how much do you want for them? Nothing. That lady had the 500. She said, I don't want nothing for it. So I gave her $200 for the petrol now, but she wanted to give it back to me. This is my favourite. Sandy's closet. And she was a fashion designer over in England years ago.
Right.
And she designed that shoe back over a couple of years ago. Right? And that's on the bottom here. There's a cameo, right? And there, Claudette mini teapot.
I'll hold it.
See?
Sandy's closet corner, yeah.
Well, years ago, you had presents, wedding presents, a lot of chinaware, especially teapots and cups and things and knives and forks and all the rest of it. But not knives, because that was taboo or something, you know. The old suspicions, things about, you know, superstitious stuff. And anyway, the lover's teapot, 2 spouts, right? So the groom and the bride goes to bed, right? And the man's supposed to get up first thing in the morning and make his bride a cup of tea. Right.
You didn't.
I've had that said to me before.
Twice.
Yeah, make a cup of tea. So what happens then is he goes out in the kitchen, makes a cup of tea.
Have
right?
darling.
We're on the honeymoon, right? So he comes back with a cup of tea and 2 cups. Can't demonstrate, I haven't got 2 cups here.
There's 2 cups behind there. Do you need cups or mugs? There's 2
Yeah,
mugs.
so anyway, you put 2 cups there, right?
They do work.
2 cups here, right? And he pours his bride a cup of tea. And what I should do is get...
There's 2 mugs there, yeah.
These things also catch the drips if your teapot's a leaky one. You put it on the spout.
Oh!
Right, this is what
And
do,
then you
like
can wash it.
Now you've got to get some... I'll show you. Wait a minute.
I'm just going to do here.
I can remember now you both coming.
No, it wasn't me. It was my sister.
It was a twin.
Oh, your sister.
On the other trip.
Was
Twin
Yeah.
sister.
Anyway, so there you go.
Remember
So
completely.
he takes the 2 cups and the teapot back to the bedroom, right, and says, I brought you a cup of tea, dear. Okay, so he pours a cup of tea, right. And there's some more slabs that have done up, so this, that, this, and else. There are a couple of brown ones.
Yeah, there's a whole heap of
Would
the
you
same
believe
ones.
there's not two the same?
Really?
Really?
Well, look, they're same markings.
Yeah.
But
they're
different sizes.
Yeah.
Different, see, different. They're all different. Look, see? There's the Bacius house. So, yeah, so some more slabs here. Another one up there. Heavy lift up there too. There you go. A few brown ones, right? And the pink flamingo. See the pink flamingo?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Eh? This one here, painted by an Aboriginal girl. Tracy,
Yeah.
1996. There you are. Here's a chocolate chunk teapot.
Oh.
Would you
Cadbury.
believe it pours chocolate tea? Don't believe me, do you? So what I've done with people who come here, so hang on a minute. Go and get a couple of squares of Cadbury's block chocolate. Put it in there, put some hot water in there.
I
And
see.
Then I say, I get a cup. I say, yeah, look, pour chocolate chunk teapot. Cuppers,
Oh, yeah.
1 cups.
Uh-huh.
See? You see that? 1 cuppers.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
They're 1 cuppers.
All right.
All these. 1 cuppers. Bottom.
This is the campsite near Eulin crossing. The crossing is actually up that road and to the left, down to a T-junction and left again. The crossing at the moment is closed due to flooding damage to the road. You have to come here via the southern route. Unfortunately it's unsignposted, so a little bit hard to find. Beautiful little spot though. We've got a little spot in the corner by the river. This is the Blackwood River. This is a large pool in the river that they say is about 6 kilometres long. There's several places to camp here, apart from where we're sitting. There's a little spot just in here. Get a camper van or something like that there. Get another camper van just across here. At the back here around this circular track. There is a very big spot. Would be suitable for just about any kind of rig that could get in here. There's an area in there which is a little bit limited by the trees, I guess. And you have a very big area over to the right here. That would fit just about anything. A little look up through the trees there, you can see it's quite a large stretch of water.